How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the weekly playoff finals of the America's Cup E-Series. Tonight, our top 8 qualifiers from last week will go head-to-head, battling for a chance to compete in the grand final. 5 intense races await, with points awarded based on finishing position, but here's where it gets interesting. Each race ramps up the pressure, awarding even more than the last. Tonight's winner, of course, will be sailing off to Barcelona and a shot at €50,000 prize pool and an unbelievable opportunity, the chance to race on an AC40. Are you ready for some action? I am. Let's go.
Hello everyone and welcome to the first AC series from the America's Cup Sailing. I am today your host, Skane, and I'm not gonna be alone. We are gonna have a lot of things going on in there during this journey. I'm not alone, as I said. Here is my partner in crime, this Mr. Martini. And we have as well Nathan Outreach, the expert here from sailing. Nice to meet, nice. I'm really happy to be with you guys. How is it going? How is the day, Martini?
It's quite nice to be here with you, Skine. And I'm not alone because I'm just a partner of you because the really important
partner in crime.
Partner in crime because the real important person in this story is Mr. Nathan, who is actually the person who knows. What is this all about?
Basically everything. How are you, Nathan? How is it going?
I'm really good, thanks. It's great to be here. It's pretty exciting to have the E-Series kicking off, and I've played the game a lot. It's a fantastic game, and hopefully one of these kids is going to get here to Barcelona and come sailing on a boat as well.
Yeah, but I gotta say, you're a little bit shy because you're not just playing the game.
Yeah.
You play the real thing because he is actually a co-captain in the real New Zealand team.
It's huge, by the way.
That's huge.
You're so humble.
It are still
way
real
too
ships
humble.
at the outside.
Way too
in
humble.
the sea.
Yeah.
In the real sea.
Actually, yeah, it's fantastic. And actually, you use the game as a practice tool, right? That's the cool thing about the AC sailing thing.
Exactly. This game's been amazing
insane.
for everyone's development. We use it a lot to develop our skills, our racing skills, and to learn how to sail the boat. This is my first campaign with Team New Zealand. I wasn't involved in the last America's Cup, but I got the job to come and drive alongside Peter Burling, and the game and the simulator is a way for me to learn my skills so I can step on the boat and not make the mistakes that I've made in the game.
Do you know, Skine, that this game is not just a game, it's a really precise simulation of even weather, sailing,
everything.
And it's like the Formula 1 of ships, and it's free for you to play in Epic Games and Steam. You can play it right now, the same game, the same simulation as these guys used to practice in their homes.
It's really
it's exciting,
easy to go, and you have the tutorial. So it's actually like the cool thing, right? That even pro players
need to practice somewhere.
So it's kind of interesting. And this is the AC Series Cup that we are gonna have like different weekly challenge, I would say, and each winner is coming to Barcelona.
Yeah, that's huge.
For a huge prize. Here you have the championship format from 2024, July, from September, the online qualifier, 6 rounds, weekly challenge, and as well we are gonna have, if I'm not mistaken, 2 wild cards that the organization is gonna be choosing, and on September 28th, it's the grand final.
It's gonna be really beautiful. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be
huge
live
event. And the prize pool, Martini.
Esports, talking about esports, it's quite big.
Yeah.
I gotta say, to be honest.
What would you do with 50K?
I don't know, buy a ship?
Maybe
it's
not enough. For the entire ship, maybe not.
Yeah, keep dreaming, I'd say.
Yeah, or at least a small boat.
It's good enough that I think there's going to be some America's Cup sailors entering as well, I'm sure.
Are you sure of that?
Yeah.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Just a little side project.
It would be interesting.
That would be really interesting.
I really love to listen to pro players, experts from the theme, because that's where you learn from.
I bet he can tell really good stories about the sea. But let's see. We've got some players here waiting for us.
Yes.
I think it's kind.
Each of the competitions, the weekly challenge, are going to be surrounded by 8 players.
8.
The 8 best are going to be selected to compete on those, but only one is going to make it to the grand final each week. So
will survive.
I think that we will have the information really soon about the players. We're going to have it really soon. Even like there is a guy that has 14 years old. There's other board 37.
But for first, all of these guys, all of these sailors, all of these cyber sailors are from their homes right
Yep.
now. I mean, there's two guys from New
Here we
Zealand.
have them.
Which is,
Look.
what time is in New Zealand right now, Nathan?
New Zealand would be 7 a.m.
7 a.m. And he's awake, playing, sailing.
Here we have them. So the people
you can
know
see
their
their
faces. We
faces.
have representing from a lot of countries. There is one from Venezuela, Carlos Susana, the boat people.
The boat people.
The boat people.
boat people.
Are you into some country today, Martin? Are you supporting? Do you have any preference?
Yeah, I got-
gonna be neutral or
Yeah,
what's gonna
no,
be?
I gotta say they got a little weakness
Little.
for the Kiwis. I got a little weakness for the Kiwis because of Peter Jackson, who I said in the rehearsal is my favorite
Yep.
director. And I wish to go there someday. I wish to visit your beautiful country. And today, I think I've got a big weakness. I think New Zealand is here for the win. So that's my prediction. That's what I got my preference. I told you.
I'm gonna be supporting the French guy. I don't know
Why?
We had the rehearsal. He was so consistent. He was so tryhard, right, Nathan? He didn't want to answer your questions. Some of them.
He was definitely holding back a lot of information.
So that makes him so tryhard. And attitude in competition, it's everything.
Now we gotta say, obviously, Skyen and I tried the game, the same simulator. All the players are playing.
But
right
we
now.
are quite bad.
But we're quite bad. I think I capsized my ship like about 1,000 times in one race. But there is a restart button.
It's nice.
Is it actually in this competition they got restart buttons or not? Well, they got restart buttons. There's a penalty? There's a penalty.
There's a
If you
penalty.
capsize your ship, at least it's cheaper than in reality. Right?
Yep. In each competition, we're gonna have in total 5 races. We have the
Five
information
races,
all
yes.
them there, so it's gonna be a nice journey. And remember the points. The race 1, you can try some things. 2 and 3, well, you can still manage some. But on the race 4 and 5, there is much more points, so you have to be consistent. That's the key. And they are telling me that we are gonna interview each of them. We are gonna have them right now with us.
Here are the players.
Hello, guys.
Hello,
welcome
everyone.
Welcome to today's journey.
Today's the day.
That's the first day, yeah. And we're gonna be asking you maybe a bit of questions. We know Ben France that we saw you in the rehearsal. How you doing? How do you feel today?
Yes, thanks. Feeling good
Hello.
and ready for the start.
You were so consistent, man, the last day. You are feeling the same way, even better.
He was the guy.
He was the guy.
How do you feel,
Yeah.
Bang France? Can you win
yeah,
today? Can you win?
Uh,
That's a big question. Are you ready?
that's my goal, obviously, but I think there is a really good competitor here, so I think a lot of people can win today.
Now we have E-Ceiling Central. Nice to meet you. How you doing?
Central, who's from New Zealand.
From New Zealand.
And he's the youngest one of our players from today.
14 years.
14 years old.
old.
Look at him.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
You got. I think you got your mic muted.
Is it muted?
I think your mic is muted. Can you go back to him?
Yeah, we are gonna be back to him in a minute. We're gonna ask. I'm really curious because he was not the other day on the rehearsal. Both people from Venezuela. Hola, Carlos.
Hola, Carlos. ¿Estás aquí? Carlos, say something. You're muted already.
Tenemos we have another one muted, I think. Bushy Fishy, maybe from 19 years old. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Bushify from New Zealand
Bushify.
is here. Present yourself, Bushify. Talk to us. Hi.
Yeah, he's saying hello.
He's saying hello.
He's saying hello.
Bushify. How are you today? He's muted too.
Yes,
I
but
think
I
we
think-
got a little bit of technical issues,
can-
so we can fix it and we go back to the interviews in a second. But the thing is that all those guys have got a different range of ages, but actually they're quite young. 14, 19, 16. They are a good ages for gaming. He will be really skilled players today.
Yeah.
They classified, they qualified, they earned the points, and here we are ready for the races of today. I think, guys, are we ready for interviewing that again? In a
need
minute, we'll
1
be
minute.
back for the interviews.
The other day we have as well Total Tools.
Yeah.
So
Nathan.
consistent,
Yeah,
Nathan.
he's my favorite for
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
It's your favorite.
So much talent.
I think he's very talented, and I like the name Total Tools. How
Yeah,
can you go past
Yeah,
Total Tools?
It has something,
tools.
right?
He's got tools in his pocket.
Yeah, he was. It was a weird history. Like the other day,
Yeah, tell us, Nathan, because
Nathan-
we rehearsed everything of this. But we rehearsed everything yesterday at Wednesday, and Nathan and us saw the players actually play. What do you think about the steering? How do you feel about the players? How do you think they are capable of reaching your limits, of reaching your skill?
Well, the reason why I like Total Tools so much is was a slow progression through all the rounds. Got to a very strong position, looked like was going to win the final, and had a wipeout, and a fellow Australian took him out in the race. And I bet you he's been doing a lot of training the last few days, and he's going to come back stronger. So I think even though he's mid-fleet on the rankings to coming into this event, I think there's a lot of talent there, and I'm sure he's going to come and put his best foot forward today.
Yeah, but tell us, because it's not an easy game, and they are steering at crazy speeds. Do you sail at that speeds at the sea? I mean, 32 knots. It's quite dangerous.
Well, for us, that's quite slow. On the
Oh my God.
What?
on the AC75.
Yeah.
That would be how fast we'd go when the wind is under 10 knots. We are often doing 3 times the wind speed, and easily 50 knots. So 100 kilometers an hour is a good top speed for the America's Cup boats. The
Okay, now I'm totally
AC40s,
wrecked.
AC40s are a bit smaller, so they do go slower, but they've done 50 knots as well. But sailing's changed a lot. You think of sailing, it used to be boats in the water. Now it's flying.
in the air.
Yeah,
Wait,
we're actually foiling that it's flying over.
And actually, you said about the flight time, right? You are gonna go for the 100% flight time.
Flight time.
Well, 100% flight time means that all that's in the water is the foils and the rudder,
Yeah.
and the hull's not in the water. The hull's incredibly draggy. So what we need to watch for in the racing today is which of these gamers can keep their boat in the air the whole race.
I gotta say something, Sky, because our partners in crime and that place outside of the stream told us that the interviews are already ready. Because
Okay.
they can hear us, and I think we can hear them.
Yep.
Because we fixed the audio. Let's start again with who was the second?
The second was
Was Mr. Bushify.
it
right?
was Bushify or both people from Venezuela. I don't remember exactly. We can maybe start from the Venezuela. The Carlos, no? Hola.
Mr. Carlos. Epa.
Ahí está.
We can hear you.
Hello. It's fine for you to in English, right, Carlos?
Yes.
How you doing? How is the journey being? You are on the top 8. What's the goal for today?
Well, I don't know what is the goal. Obviously, the goal is going for the first place, but you have those kids, 40 years old, he's sailing central, he's a really beast. Everybody is a beast, I think, from those 8 players, but it's going to be difficult, very hard. So I will try my best. I am also from an island, from Venezuela, from
Yeah.
the Caribbean. So we are the boat people.
Both people, yeah. From how long have you been training on the easy sailing?
Like 3 months.
3-4 months. Actually, Bang Bang, it was like the same. So good luck, and we're gonna talk now with how it's
you.
called, Martini
Bushify.
Bushify, it's correct.
Bushify.
Bushify.
Hello, Bushify. He's here, Bushify. Hello, friend. How do you feel today? Are we ready?
Good, yeah. Yeah, as ready as I'll ever be.
Where does your name came from? Like, what's the?
It was an inside joke during intermediate school. So
Well, but
Nice.
it's pretty cool. How you feeling for today's races? There is 5. Do you have like any specific strategy between the races? How are you gonna manage it?
just gonna try and keep it simple and stay clear of everyone and sail fast.
Nice.
Sail fast.
That's a good plan.
Sail
actually.
fast is a good
What's my plan? I'm going to sail fast. I'm
That's
going to
it.
be fast. So that's nice. Sky, sorry. That technical issue is from before. Did we talk to E-Sailing Central? Did we talk to him or not?
I think that we didn't. E-Sailing Central. Can you confirm?
Where is
us?
E-Sailing Central?
Nah.
The youngest guy. Hello.
The goat.
So you were not muted.
Oh, yeah.
It was us. I'm
No.
sorry.
Yes.
How do you feel today?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty excited. Be some good racing.
For how long, Mr. Central, you've been training?
Oh, a few months, maybe 3 or so months, on and off, obviously, and then it kind of ramped up. Got more intense, and yeah, now I'm very confident with my setups, and I just hope to put my best foot forward.
Do you how much hours a day like? Do you train each day, or how's the training been going?
So for me, I'd just be like on and off. I'd be looking maybe a couple hours a day, maybe 2 hours or so. And then in the last 2-3 weeks, it would be ramping up sort of to 4 to 5 hours. And in total, I've got 200 hours on the game, or just coming up to 200 hours.
200 hours. Nathan, what's your opinion on that?
That's a lot more time than I've played the game, that's
Yeah?
for sure. I'd love to do that much time on the water, but some people don't have boats
Makes
like
sense.
us, so it's fantastic. This guy's a pro.
I think it's time for making our official predictions of the day, because I think
We're running
that
out
the
of time.
race, we're running out of time, but
Okay.
the race is, the sea is getting warmer every minute.
Good luck to everyone, by the way. We're good luck
Yeah,
to
thank you.
everyone. We didn't have time to talk with 8 players, but
We'll come back.
we're gonna come back after the races, or in between even. The predictions.
I said New Zealand. I said New Zealand.
I said France.
You said France. What do you say, dear friend?
Nathan, Total Tools fanboy.
I'm still going for the,
So-
the young Aussie, but you have 3 choices in New Zealand, so that's not really a fair prediction.
Yes, it is. Because I got more chances to win.
Yeah, so you have 3 times more chance to win than the 2 of us.
Better be prepared.
I hope you win.
It's interesting.
you.
Like, they have been training, most of them, for 3-4 months. It's quite.
That's quite impressive for a new game.
Let's see if they make a difference between each other. Let's see. I'm really interested on how it's gonna be the race 1 and 2, and later they are gonna try hard even more.
But do you know what, guys? I think the race is on, or at least
The
the
ra-
warm-up, because we can see the amazing coastline of digital Barcelona right now, with clear skies in this warm and, well, actually freaking hot afternoon of August here in Barcelona. We are actually with a quite
Yeah.
mild weather for this first race. Tell us about something about the race, Nathan.
So this is a 1-lap race, and it's quite a long course. It's a 2,000-meter course, so it's going to be a long race, but it's windy, 17 knots. So it's at the upper end of the wind range, and as you can see on the right-hand side, you've got the whole course map. So all the boats are in the bottom corner, all different colours. They're just moving around, getting ready to get off the start line. As we saw on Wednesday in our practices, the goal is to get off the line, and they'll start and they'll go to the left-hand side of the boundary, and they'll zigzag all the way to the top marks. They'll go through the gate at the top, so you can turn left or right, and then they'll zigzag back down and they'll finish right down at the bottom mark. So this pre-start time, 2 minutes, is giving the players enough time to get a feel for the handling of the boat, get a feeling for the conditions, and it's all about setting themselves up so they can get a good, clear start off the line.
And it's not as easy as it seems, because this is quite a finicky strategy to position yourself at the best place for the start.
And it's really important, as you said, Just Martini, that the pre-start, it's I don't know if it's saying
At least
90%, but
50%.
it's
At
most
least
of them,
the
right, Nathan?
50%.
It's the start is the most important part, because in sailing you're powered by the wind, and so if you get a good start and you get in front of the other boats, you have clean air the whole time. So in normal sailing, we are always trying to position ourselves in the front row with the best speed.
1 minute to go.
And the game does the exact same thing as real sailing. As if you're behind, there are wind shutters that are being cast off these
Yep.
boats. So if you're behind, your speed is slower. It's the opposite to, say, motorsport, where you can draft behind a car and overtake. If you're behind, you're always going to be going slower.
For the people that doesn't know anything about sailing, this is a game of strategy and skill, to zigzag, to position yourself to the true wind angle, to take advantage of the wind and the position of your adversaries, and actually win the race.
Yeah, on the pre-start, do you place yourself on the best way
The best spot to
the
start.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you see, those are messing around at the underpart. Those are taking positions.
They're all
because
positioning themselves now, 15
in 15
seconds to go.
seconds to go.
This is when you want to wind the boat up, get the boat going very fast, and get off the line as quick as you can.
I think we can count together.
We can count
Because
together from 5.
5. At least there will be
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
and set sail, because the race is on.
It's the
We'll see the
first.
leaderboard.
Remember, there is going to be 5 of them. And Nathan, we have the start right there. It's 7 seconds in.
We can see there are some penalties.
So the penalties will be for boat-on-boat infringements when you foul another boat or if you're over the start early. The penalties are shown on the left here with those red exclamation marks. Then you have the whole leaderboard. So already we see Total Tools in second position in quite a strong start. And Hungary
Peterzon.
is
Peterzon.
Peterzon having a great start. And you can see already one boat way out behind 700 meters. So they're going to have a lot to do to catch up.
Yep, we see Eddie at the last point, and Peterzon is really, really strong. It's 100 meters,
100 meters away from the second.
already. And there is some penalties, by the way. There has been some penalties on the race
How
already.
does the penalties work?
So when you receive a penalty, you get reduced wind speed of 70%. So if there was 10 knots of breeze, you'd be down to 7 knots of breeze, which makes the boat go significantly slower, and that penalty lasts for 30 seconds.
And lets the person who you infringed the penalty to a little bit of advantage to recover from that unfair situation.
That's exactly right. So we're about halfway up the first upwind. You can see the wind is shifting left and right. And if you look at the map on the right-hand side, you can see the dark bits of water. That means more wind. And if you see it lighter, that means less wind. And then you have the arrows coming down indicating the wind direction. It's changing direction. So the sailors will do tacks on the way upwind to try and minimize the distance.
For example, right now, sailing central, it's now tacking on the boundaries. Was it a strategy for taking advantage of every bit of wind, right?
Exactly. And you would like to go boundary to boundary because every time you do a tack or a jibe, you lose speed.
We mean going zigzag.
When you zig and you zag, you lose speed. So you want to stretch your leg out as long as you can. But the wind is shifting, so sometimes you're better to do another tack and take advantage of the shift.
Every time the ships tack, they change the foils to compensate for the weight. And it sounds easy, but it's I gotta say, I can promise it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
And the race, it's reaching for the top boy.
Peterzon has a good angle, right, for this stacking, or how is it going on the boy?
He has a perfect angle. So he's leading the race. He's going to turn and bear away and go around this mark. So he'll do a right
We'll turn starboard.
See.
Turning starboard, and he's now jibing, right?
He's going downwind. They jibe. So upwind, when you do the zig and the zag,
It's
we call
tacking.
that tacking. And downwind, it's the jibing. And jibing happens, he'll go all the way to the boundary and do a jibe over. So you see the white border around the box on the right, that's the boundary. So just going into a jibe now when we have the following pack very close together, the next 4 boats.
It's actually the most conflictive zone of all the race, right? In the boys, at the main gate.
The action's all at the start, and then all the action is again at the top marks when the boats come back together.
But a few days ago, Nathan, you told us a concept which is free sailing, because it's the biggest advantage of all. Because, for example, now this Bushify, which is the purple boat, it's actually sailing alone, as well as Peterzon, who is in first place. What does this mean? What does it imply to the ship to sail alone?
Well, when you're alone, you have fresh air, which means you can harness the wind and make the boat go faster. So right now, the East Sailing Central boat is trying to go past Total Tools here, and they're in a little bit of a battle. If one boat gets just far enough ahead, you can start to put disturbed air on the boat behind you and slow them down. It's amazing in the same weather conditions how similar the speeds of the boats are going, and it's up to the players to try and get the maximum speed out of it. You see them going downwind, zigging and zagging right now, and if you can be ahead of the pack, you just get richer and richer and go faster and faster.
It's being pretty close, right? Like the top 3, 4, 5 are really, really close to each other.
Really close to each other, but it has been a really steady race.
Yeah. And there is only one lap right on the
Now they're reaching
course.
for the final destination.
Exactly. So this is a race of strong wind, long course, not many shifts. So a perfect warm-up race. And you see some close racing here. So we're coming into the finish now. The lead boat has one more jibe to go, but the real race here is second through to 6th.
And Peterzon is reaching for the final destination.
Yes, he should make it, right? 100%.
He would win. He could win, and he actually won.
Yeah, he actually won. He got the first Peterzon from the whole race was for him, right?
Hungarian
Even on the start.
19-year-old racer won the first race.
Boat
So
people in
let's
second.
point it.
On the first race,
Tilt it down.
there was high wind, slightly shifty, and it was one lap. The competitors arriving, remember, it's only the first. Eddie at home. It's at 700 meters. And it's going to be closing. We're going to mark how is it going.
That's the relaxed as it can be, because our partners planned quite an adventurous races for the third and up. This is not going to be easy. This was the
It was
easiest
stacked,
one.
but it was a stack. The top 1 to 5.
They were very
Was
close.
a steady
they were
pace.
very, very
they
close.
maintained a steady pace.
And that's what normally happens in races. The first boat gets out in front, gets the fresh air, they're gone. It's then the pack. That's where the battles happen, and that's where it's about trying to make sure you finish second and third rather than sixth and seventh. That's going to make the difference.
As we
for
can
this event.
see, our friend Eddie is reaching the destination. So, first race, it's over.
Has concluded. And here we can have the stats, the statistics.
Tell us things. Explain us something.
Okay, so we've got a few statistics here. Top speeds of the boats are always an interesting fact, but that won't win you the race. What wins you the race is the next one, the average VMG. 26.5 knots is well over a knot better VMG. VMG means course, VMG around the course. Course made good. How fast you can get to the top and back down to the bottom, as opposed to outright speed. So it gets your angle and your speed combined.
It's interesting how the flight
example.
time, it was 77 for Peterzon, but he ended up being first. And here we
we see
have
the points.
the week one, the race one. It's going to be a count.
Make the points rain.
Yeah, it's gonna the points are gonna rain. I like this verb. I like this verb, Martini.
Let's rain. Let the points rain.
And
so
here we
let's
have
see.
the points for the first race. Peterzon with 8, and you can see Eddie with 1 in each
The points
races.
are downscaling
Yeah.
one by one.
And in each races are gonna
Equally.
have more points. So this first race, I see it as a practice or as a how you see the competitors or how they
It's
sail.
not won yet.
Yeah, the important thing, the
It's not
most
won. It's
important
not
thing,
over.
I think it's race 4 and 5, even race 5.
As we said, this is a strategy and precision game, packed with action, but strategical at the end. So, I think we're ready for race 2. Right, guys? We're not ready for race 2, so we can chit-chat a little bit
Well,
of sailing.
I have a question for you. How did your New Zealand
Sorry, what?
how did your New Zealand team go? You had 3 options, and what were their positions?
I don't know. But actually, he's sailing central. I read that he was the most optimal, I think.
The most optimal.
Optimal because he
Okay.
sailed the less distance, I think.
Yeah, but it's all about points this event, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but life is also optimal. Life can be fun too. He was actually good for the weather, good for the modern nature. But our friends in the New Zealand Technical Simulation Astronomical team is telling us that the race 2 is ready. Do you want to see the race 2, Sky?
Yeah, of course.
So
We're
here
gonna
it
go
is.
for the pre-start. The races are gonna be really, really fast. After the second race, we are gonna have a short interview with one of the players.
Do you know?
I don't know.
always trust Hungary. Now
Yeah.
I told you.
You can't change teams. I'm
Yes,
sorry,
I
mate.
want to change
Peterzon
teams.
was really, really consistent. There is 2 minutes on the pre-start. Nathan, what do you think about
Tell us, tell
the
us.
conditions of the second race? There is some things changing in each one. Do you think that there is
Are we gonna
anything
get
important,
wet?
relevant?
So the big thing that we see different on this course is it's going to be a 2-lap race course. This one is twice as many laps, but it's a very short
And
course.
twice as fun.
Well, the first race was 2 kilometers long. This one's only 700 meters. So you know how we had a long time to talk about the race and talk about how the boats are working? It's going to be action-packed.
We got to be focused.
2 quick laps. And the wind is lighter. It's down to 13 knots. So you can see here true wind speed,
It's
9 knots in the bottom.
It's actually more difficult to maneuver, right?
It's very gusty and shifty in this one. So it's going to be more of a strategy boat handling race and less of a boat speed race.
Yeah. Do you think that there is like depends on the conditions? The pre-start is even more important.
Well, normally the shorter the race is, the more important.
The more
start
important the
is,
pre-start
because
is, okay.
There's less time to catch up. That last race.
And you
was
got less
quite a
time
lot-
to screw it up.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
always find the shorter the race is, the more you want to win the start. If you win the start, you cross your fingers and try not to screw it up till the finishing line.
Yep.
All pressure's on you.
We're gonna start in 1 minute. There is the sailors preparing themselves, the strategy. I don't know if do you think that in the race 2 there is already maybe both people looking for Peterzon to maybe catch up on him, or in race 2 there is not that much trouble?
I think right
With
now
rivals.
there's no games being played in the pre-start. The biggest issue is you see all the little boats sailing around on the map on the right-hand side. they're just trying to not hit each other right now, and they're trying to get their timing and their positioning right. 45 seconds to the start now. You'd be going out towards that right-hand boundary where they're all heading now. You're going to roll into your final tack and build speed, but because this course is so short and so narrow,
30 seconds to
there's
go.
a lot less space than there was in the last start.
Yep, there is one on really close to the mark, but now he's doing a cool tacking. Can we? Yeah, we see on the
Those guys
map.
are filing their
It's
harpoons.
really interesting how each player does something different. Like maybe it's quite similar, some of them, but there is like some of them that are real alone.
Look, Mr. Eddie at home is taking the lead, actually.
Yep, we do the count. Martini, from 5.
From 5, 5,
4, 4,
3, 2, 1. Now we're
Please, Martini.
They're starting. Thank you on our friend at the audio control for making this epic, as huge as this sport is.
And right now, East Sailing Central has the lead.
3 penalties already.
3 penalties. Here we can have the wind nerfed a bit. Total Tools also on the second. It's on the second place, Nathan.
He is, but they were over on the start. So Total Tools pushed the start a little bit too hard. They get penalised that, as I said, 70% of the win for the first 30 seconds of the race, but they managed to still hold a position. The penalty is now cleared. So there's a balance between pushing the rules and getting these penalties.
And a balance between the winner and New Zealand, as you can see.
Exactly. Now, there you go. Your New Zealand team's coming through.
New Zealand team's coming through. But Peterson is actually struggling to catch East Sailing Central, which they are now tacking on the top buoy for the first lap. We are currently at the first half of the first lap, right?
Correct. And that was a much shorter race. That one was only
really fast.
2 tacks to get to the top mark. So you can see the fleet's still very compressed here. With the lighter winds, there's also more disturbed air. So you could see a chance in this race where boats will fall off the foils and completely stop and have to hit the reset button and get going again.
Yep, East Sailing Central has a really good mark right now, right?
Yeah, but just
It has fresh air.
60 meters from the second one. Followed by Total Tools 2, Eddie at home, Bushify, Bang Bang France, who was your guy.
Yeah.
Remember.
He's choking.
Yeah, he's just joking. And Ruish and both people last. Well, it's actually a quite good performance from Eddie at home.
Can I say the boats that are turning right at the top mark, the purple boat and the red boat, see how light it is, how it's almost white, the color of the screen?
There's no wind right there.
There's no wind there, so they didn't get a very good angle out of that mark, whereas everyone who turned left had a very good breeze going down the course, and they've made a huge gain. So the 2 boats that turned right at the top have lost a lot of distance.
They can actually see the maps from their computers, so they know where the wind is. But you got to reach there. You got to go there.
Well, that's the one thing we don't have when we're sailing on the water is we use our eyes and we look at the water. But here it tells you exactly what the wind is. So they have more information available to them than what we would have when we're racing.
It's actually important to read the wind. The wind is really huge.
But Nathan, tell us something. Do you steer the ship by heart normally? Or you got an autopilot or something?
Do you use autopilot?
Do you use the autopilot?
We're not allowed to have autopilot when we're sailing in real life on the water, but these boats right now would have autopilot flying them, and they have other options. They could choose to have the sails trimmed automatically by the computer, and they can also have the flight control system. So not just the flight, but the trim of the boat, the canter of the boat. So when we get to ask some questions to the sailors, I'm really interested to know.
Me too.
What level of cheating are they doing?
What level of robotics? The robo ship. I'm a robot. But
it's been 3 minutes, like 3 or 4. And
with a steady pace of East Sailing and Peterson and Total Tools.
And Peterson would make if
But look at your guy. Look at Bang Bang France.
Yeah, Bang Bang France is top 4 right now. But remember, it's all about consistency, Martini. So
yes, it is.
It's race 2 still. There is 3 left. Be careful, Martini.
Peterson is actually cutting distance. Now it's jibing right now. And East Sailing is taking far lead.
And what's interesting is the 2 lead boats took the right-hand mark this time. You can see how light the wind is on the left side of the course. So it's this green boat that's going to turn left now, Total Tools. It's going to be interesting if they have enough breeze to hold on to 3rd position or if the boats that are turning to the right-hand side have more wind. So this as a sailor is very interesting right now.
But do you think they're thinking about that?
Absolutely.
I think that they are.
They are 100% thinking about that.
Quite intelligent.
And so if as Total Tools jibes on the boundary here, the green boat on the mini-map, it looks like they managed to get in and out of there just okay. but now the boats on the far side are making a small gain. You can see first and second are completely gone, and the real race that we're going to see here,
Total Tools lost the third place,
they've lost
as
third
you said.
and fourth, so that decision will come back to bite him.
And Mr. E-Sailing reached the final destination by far long. More than 150 meters. E-Sailing Central won the second race. New Zealand.
Yeah.
New Zealand.
New Zealand was on the first, and Peterzon is ending up on the second
Peterson
position.
will
He
reach the line right now. Second place.
so consistent. He was
So
third.
consistent.
Now he's second. And Ben France, well, he ended up third. He's
ended
gonna
up third.
end up the race on the second place. And here we have the pack, let's say, that are gonna end up the race. And there's one boat people so far away, dude. 300 meters. The wind is not.
Come on, my man.
It's not being a good partnership. E-Sailing Central so consistent on this race. New Zealand.
But remember,
On
this
the
is a
huge
points
comeback.
game, as Nathan said before. And anything is decided yet. We can say we can look at the leaderboard and see how is it going. But actually, this is not the end. As we said, let's see the data of the race.
Well, as you can see, much less wind in this one. So the top speed's 35 knots, much slower than what we saw in the last race. The fly percentage, everyone was over 80%. So that means that everyone was able to keep the boat flying despite how light it was.
Yeah.
And our VMG numbers were lower. But you can see the lead boat there, it's highest VMG. That's the number that's going to win you these races. You get in front, you stay in the stronger win, and away you go. The big mistake I thought in that race was Total Tools going from third to sixth on that downwind, and Bang Bang France making a nice comeback, just staying in the race and getting that third. Seconds and thirds of what's going to get you here at the end of the day.
Because actually the wind is shifting constantly, and the noise, the turbulence, that gets an evolution.
And here we have
second by second.
the points. You said the raining points, or how is it, Martini?
Let the points rain.
Let the points rain.
Let
Here
the
we have
points rain.
Peterzon with the first. Remember that you can see that there is more points. It's, let's say, more important the race 2 than the race 1, and the race 3 and the race 4 and the race 5. You're going to see how points work. Peterzon first with 22.
That's quite important for Bang Bang France, because as we can see, 12 points are a lot.
He needed that, yeah.
He needed that.
To keep that in track, to keep with the pack on the top.
Remember his name. Remember his name.
I mean, there's a lot from New Zealand.
And
it's top 2, 4 and 5.
But we gotta say that E-Sailing Central is the youngest player of today, which is second right now.
Yeah, with 21 points. Really close to Peterzon. And Peterzon, which is really, really consistent. Eddie at home has 9, Total Tools following with 12. And I think that really soon we're going to have a short break with an interview with one player. I don't know who are going to
at the
talk
other side
with, but I think that I listened that
Peterson.
we got Peterzon.
We got Peterson.
Are
you ready, Peterson?
In a few seconds.
Do you hear us, Peterson?
Peterson, man, you're
Mr. Peterson.
You're being really consistent. You seem so chill. How is it going?
I mean, yeah, I've been training for this a lot. I have almost 250 hours, so I'm not really surprised about the results.
That's more than me in Elden Ring.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close race between, everybody.
So do you need an internship in Team New Zealand, Nathan? Do you need those fresh young guys in the New Zealand team?
Yeah, we need some. We definitely
He's got
need
some manners.
Pushing us hard, that's for sure. I got a couple of questions for you. I'm interested to know,
of course,
what are the autopilots are you using? Are you using many things manual? Are you on the steering wheel?
Tell us.
Only thing I'm using auto is like the pitch, because it's buggy right now in the game, but everything is full manual.
Yeah, okay, so you're adjusting the cant manually, you're trimming the sails manually. Nice.
Yeah, I'm on a controller. I'm playing on a controller.
Oh, you're playing a controller.
Wow, I can't get around the course on a controller. I
gotta say, with the keyboard, it's actually impossible to play because it's so finicky, it's so precise. And you need a controller. You need a controller.
Yeah, I play every game on controller. So.
Nice. Yeah, well, we're not 19, so we probably don't have the fine motor skills of
I play it with 2 stones. Knocking 2 stones.
And that's why you kept
So, Peterzon race 3 is starting really, really soon. Good luck. Maybe we see each other really, really soon. Good luck. Have a nice race. And we had there the leader. Right now, the leader on on the race
He's
one.
taking the lead.
He's taking the lead right now on the race 2 and 1. Now we're
Peterson.
gonna have the 3.
The
race
third.
3, the third.
Number 3.
Fast, little shifts, and 3 laps, Nathan.
And windy. This one's going to be windy, so get
Oh
ready.
my God.
Get ready, guys.
Let's launch the race.
Let's launch the race.
Let's
Here we
see.
have it.
The coast of
It's
Barcelona.
another
Look, we're
one.
there.
It's actually really nice render. Here we are in Barcelona, the America's Cup.
Course number 9.
Oh my God.
AC40s.
So if you thought the last course was short at 700 meters, this is 600 meters. So it's shorter,
Even
3
shorter.
laps, and a lot more wind.
It's 2 or 3
Gonna be
zigzags.
messy.
So it's going to be 3 laps around the course, but you could potentially get off the start line and only have to do 1 tack to make the top.
One tack, so you
because
think?
it's so
Okay.
short. The course is narrow. It's short in length.
How many
And
laps you said?
3 laps.
3 laps.
So
And
if you,
2 minutes to go.
what's the mindset around only having 1 tack? Because you have to be so precise.
Well, every time you do a tack or a jibe, you slow down. So it's like if you could drive a car in a straight line, you're always going very fast. But as soon as you do a 90-degree corner, you have to use the brake. And what we do in the boats is you have to put 1 foil down, so you double your drag. And as you turn, you have to turn with both boards down. And then when you lift the board up, you have to accelerate. So the boats might be doing 30 knots in a straight line. And when you drop the board and tack, you'll be doing 20 knots on the exit. Have to then rebuild speed. So every time you're doing a tack or a jibe,
1 minute and a half.
it's costing you a lot of time. So the players here will be trying to find a way, how can they minimize the maneuvers? And with such a short course and so much wind, you can see they're going around very fast side to side. They're just trying not to crash into each other in this long warm-up.
You always want the fresh wind, right? So if you only have 1 tack, there is not that much opportunities to have it, right?
1 minute to go.
Each of the competitors are gonna look for the same tack, or
Well,
how do you place yourself?
Well, they are. What normally happens is everyone starts on starboard tack. So they start in the middle of the long starting line and they'll go off to the left-hand boundary and tack. And when you're on starboard, you have right of way over the boats that are on port going the other way. So if you could manage to start and go to the right-hand side first on port and take your first tack onto starboard, you'll be offset to the fleet. You'll be higher chance in more fresh wind.
30
So-
seconds, and Peterson it's been fighting for the lead all this time. 1 penalty.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that having only 1 tack makes the rise
20
really
seconds.
really. You have to think about how do you place yourself.
You see all the penalties already
huge.
being...
Oh my God.
Here, this is boat on boat.
We got 10 seconds to go.
Yep.
13 knots. Down to 11
Martini.
knots. And 5 seconds.
count.
Let's count. 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
And the race begins. The race, and they
What is this?
collided.
Oh my God, Eddie, please! What is this movement?
Here we are, penalties for everyone.
Oh my
Have
God.
a penalty. You have a
Everyone is
penalty.
penalty.
You have a penalty.
Oh, there's
Everyone.
a penalty
Total
in the
tools.
boundary as well. So
Are they fighting with swords?
What happened?
So a lot
Are
of
they
those-
fighting?
A lot of those penalties were boats hitting each other, hitting the start line, and then when you get to the boundary, the rules change, and when you're in the zone of the boundary, you can tack onto port and have right away briefly, but
For a brief second, everyone had a penalty.
there's just 2 boats without a penalty now. But it was chaos, and that's what we thought. The short course with lots of wind and a small area to play in makes it very, very tricky.
And as I said, New Zealand is taking the lead, and Peterson is actually 90 meters ahead. Before the leader. Behind.
He's sailing with the nice start as well.
Behind, sorry.
Once again, huge start for East Sealing Central. Once again, this kid with 14 years old, he has played a lot. I think 200 hours as well, maybe on the 3 months. So try hard. Both people last on the race. And where do we have Peterson? Peterson, he has been like the penalty for.
I think Peterson is angry.
The penalty was for the whole race almost.
But remember, 3 laps, so there's time to catch up in this race, whereas last race it was just 2 laps and lighter wind. So with more breeze and the boats close together, there's a high chance of more crashes and collisions
It's
coming
a
up.
quite packed race, right? It's a quite small area.
Very small area, lots of wind, and so this is the first 2 boats already at the bottom marks. They're going to both turn to the right, and you see the other boats already coming in, crossing the gate, and they're going to turn to the left now.
Let's start the 3rd leg.
Penalty on the lead boat there as well. They must have had an infringement either with
As I
another
told
boat
you.
or they
As I
hit a
told
mark.
you. New Zealand's always penalizing them.
New Zealand is sailing, but he's gonna keep the lead even with the penalty. Think so, right?
For now.
For now, yeah.
But the boats on the right-hand side coming through, I think that's Eddie at home. Good right-hand shift right now, coming across on starboard tack, coming towards us in the picture now. They're sailing offset. You know how I was talking about being offset to the fleet, opposite tacks in phase with the wind shifts, going fast. So I think when they come back together at the top mark, it's going to be very interesting here. Look at the graphics, beautiful color graphics on the boat. The pink boat and the green and yellow sails. It's like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It's like our Christmas.
That's similar. Do you think that, Nathan, that Peterzon is going to make it back to the top 3 pack?
I think it's possible because I think boats are slowing each other up a lot at the moment. There was this lead boat now has got away, so E-Sailing Central, great manoeuvre around the top mark there. We're only halfway through the race. We've still got another lap and a half to go, but you can see big crash happened at the top mark there. The pink and the red boat completely stopped, and that's let it open for...
Peterzon is grinding right now for third place.
And Total Tools and Bushify are all back into it now.
Bang Bang France, 300 meters from the lead.
Yeah, depends on the type of race. And you change your playstyle a lot, right? We are seeing on this one that things are changing a lot.
I'll have a look at Eddie at home. He was in second position. He was the one who was offset on the beat. Came into the top mark on port, no right of way. Must have got a penalty, fell off the foil and lost a lot of distance, so he'll be kicking himself.
But remember, they are fighting for a prize pool of 50,000 euros.
Yeah, and remember the top one today is coming to Barcelona. So E-Sailing Central, Peterzon as well, they are on the top 2.
May come to Barcelona.
Yeah.
Next 28th of October.
From the grand final here in Barcelona, E-Sailing Central keeps the leadership. Leg 5 of 6, Nathan. The race is going to end really, really soon, right?
So coming to the final top mark here, it's pretty much a no-brainer that E-Sailing is going to win this race. The real situation is between second and third. They're fighting it out right now, and if they fight too hard, that'll open it up for the boats behind them. But E-Sailing here is about to bear away. E-Sailing Central bearing away. They are turning left. The other 2 boats here are splitting. One turns right, one turns left. Peterzon and Bushify are separating each other there.
The race is going to end up really, really soon. Total Tools is last
turns.
Did you see what happened to him? He was in second or third at the bottom. It's like he thought maybe it was just a 2-lap race and didn't read the sailing instructions.
Might be.
It could be. We can ask him later.
We'll find out in the future. But that decision right there could cost him a chance at making it through.
Yeah.
That's my horse, remember?
Yeah.
He's losing a lot of points. That's a shame.
Was weird.
But actually, E-Sailing Central won his third race of 5 of this qualifier of the AC Sailing E-Series. The race, it's still on. Peterzon third, our guy from Hungary.
Yep, ending the third race. The French guy, Bang Bang, on the 4th. Both people on 5. From Venezuela, Carlos.
Quite balanced.
And Ruiz ending up on the 6th. Total Tools. Bad race for him. And Eddie not having a good races.
Eddie's actually a little bit inconsistent. Because he makes, as we saw, Eddie made some good decisions in the races. He was not all the time at last. He made a pretty bad first race, but I gotta say, in the second and the third race, Eddie was quite a challenging opponent. He was at the race.
He was in second for a while, and unfortunately had a big incident at the top mark and lost a lot of distance. And I'm going to say this race was the crazy race. It was the windy, lots of laps, and there was lots of penalties. Remember back to the start how many penalties there were. So we're midway now. Well, we're over midway, but the points are now starting to count a lot more.
Yep.
But as I said, New Zealand for the win.
Here we have the statistics. Nathan.
A little bit of stats.
Yeah, you can see here.
Numbers don't lie. We mean 23.5 knots for E-Sailing Central. He was consistent. He was sharp. He was fast. Top speed of 45 knots. That's actually pretty fast, right?
That's really fast.
That's pretty freaking fast.
That's about as fast as it gets.
As fast as it gets.
And here we have the leadership once again after race 3. E-Sailing Central that keeps the leadership with 45 points in total. If you can see the race 3, The first one, Martini, gets 24 points.
24 points
That's
for
a lot.
Sailing Central, who's taking a quite fair advantage from Peterzon.
It's only
Who's
5.
just stepping behind. A
only
little
5
bit
points.
behind. And then, what a shame from Bang Bang France. He was raking it up in the rehearsals.
Yep, now he's 30.
He can make a comeback.
He can make a comeback for sure.
He can make
on the
a
next
comeback
two.
for sure.
Race 4 and 5.
Well, there's still about 70 points up for grabs if you win the next 2 races. So a lot's going to happen in the next 2 races for sure.
Yep. How are the conditions on the? Are gonna be like really?
Well, we can't give it away yet because if we start giving away the information of what the courses are gonna be, then the sailors are going to start to think ahead too much. So we want to talk about it just before it happens. Otherwise,
Perfect. On the warm-up, right?
They'll be sitting there going, okay, I know what's coming.
Okay, on the warm-up, let's talk about it. And after the third race, I think that we have.
He said
taking a key player.
We need our friends at the technical control to find us a key player.
The key player.
The key player.
Are you really hyped?
I'm into keys. I like keys.
Do you want to talk with who?
I think we are about to talk with the Mr. Britannia, Mr. Eddie at home.
Eddie at home.
Eddie at home. Hello, dear. How do you feel today?
Feeling good. It's been a couple of bad races, but that's how it is. So.
That was tough. It's a shame to see you fighting every race at the middle of the pack. And then what happens? What is happening?
Look, I mean, someone got on my inside at the win with Mark. I got a penalty, and it goes downhill. But like, it's only round 1. I'll bounce back for the next 2 races.
If you were him, Nathan, what would you do?
Well, I really liked what he did in that race where you got offset to the fleet and you were approaching the top mark on the opposite tack. Unfortunately, that meant you were coming in, obviously, on port. So it was a tough position to come into. In an ideal world, you probably would have tried to have taken the right mark somehow and thread the needle and stay out of traffic. But I don't need to give you any advice. You look like you know how you're sailing the boat really well.
I want to make sure I'm on mute.
Wow. Boat handling, I'm feeling good, but I just got to get these starts right.
Could you hear me?
But it's only round 1. Qualify for next rounds and we'll improve. So.
Someone is talking, I think, through the call, right? Who is the other guy talking? Hiding in the dark. Who is the other guy? Who talked? Who said something? Who was talking? No one was talking right now.
No one was.
Okay, so Eddie at home. For how long you've been playing the game?
Well, I've been playing it for less than the other guys. I had exams a couple of weeks back, so I've only been playing for like 2 weeks or something.
But you actually qualified for this final of the E-Series.
I did. I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be here.
That's
happy
nice.
to be competing.
We are happy to have you.
That's the mindset. I really like your
Thank
mindset.
That's
nice.
what the half of the job is how you approach it. Be a mindset.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you play always with the wheel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Always. Okay. Maybe you started with controller, then you swapped, or?
No. I've always had this wheel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice. So I think, Skyn, we're up to something.
We are up to raise general chat.
What do you want? We can ask. We can ask something to Nathan, who's here, or we can go for the first race.
I don't know what's the time that we're fine with time. Okay, so how are you seeing the races, Nathan? Do you think that it's has been so much different from the rehearsals, or it's similar style?
Yeah, I think for me the biggest difference is we've seen some very different race courses so far. The first race was long, 1 lap, and it gave everyone a chance to settle into sailing the boats. Then it's just got more chaotic since then. The gamers here that have been putting the course together, it's gone short. It went from 2 kilometers in length down to 700 meters. And then they went, well, let's just make it a little bit shorter, put some more laps in and make it windier. And you can see the plays just getting penalty after penalty after penalty. I'm hoping what happens in the future is the races get a little bit longer, a little bit less wind, a little bit more space, so we can see some more tactical racing, because for me, that last race was just all about boat handling, and we're seeing the best boat handlers winning at the moment. But as we were saying before, there's a lot of points coming up in the next 2 races. So probably you're thinking if you're in the top 3 right now as a player, you're looking pretty comfortable for a win. but I think you could go all the way down to 8th position right now. If you win the next 2 races, you're still in for a good shout.
Yep, you have to be consistent on the race 4 and 5. That's for sure. So
you're hearing Skyn?
Brum brum brum.
The brum brum brum. The brum brum of the sea. It's coming because the 4th race. I think it's on, right? Let's see the 4th race.
We're going in. The pre-start is in 1:20. That's one of the races that counts the most. So remember, race 4 and race 5. There's where you have to.
Here we are. Critical moments.
Yeah, it's a critical moment. I like it, Martini. You have to step up. I think that's the concept. You have to really step up. And what are the conditions? I think that we can talk about it, Nathan, already. It's
in
1 minute of the pre-start. So
just
tell us
very quickly. This is a 1-lap race. You can see the course is longer on the right. You can see lots of light patches. So this is saying it's very shifty, very patchy, and also big waves. Pretty typical of Barcelona, where we get big waves. Like imagine a storm's rolled through the Mediterranean. That's what's happening right now. And we're out there sailing in light winds and very shifty conditions. So
because in 40 seconds.
40 seconds to go here. Boats milling around in the bottom of the start. As I said, 1-lap race, 14 knot average. It's currently only 10 knots in the starting box. And it's going to be a tricky race.
Yeah, it's
going to be tricky.
Raining, waves. It's 2 o'clock. 2 p.m.
You know what? It's 20 seconds to go.
It's really cloudy here in Barcelona.
Mr. Peterzon.
The other thing to notice, it's off the land. So normally we have a sea breeze here, but because it's raining and the storm's in, the wind is now coming off the city of Barcelona.
It's oriented.
That's why it's so shifty.
Okay.
It's interesting.
And
Here we go,
together.
Martini. 4, 3, 2, 1.
E-Series.
And it starts. Peterzon.
Race is on.
The race is on. Peterzon is starting with the lead once again. Remember, race 4, one of the most important ones.
I mean, look, Mr. Total Tools. It's here.
The New Zealand top 2 and top 3, Nathan.
Yeah, and Peterson nailed that start. 70 meters in front at the start. You know, he's already winning the series. And everyone just says, here you go, take the win. They've pretty much given him this
The only
race
ones
win
are
already.
playing Candy Crush.
Look how far in front he is. He's miles in front and everyone else playing.
Fight, Peterson. Go for him. Fight.
Such a cool view here from the
Catch him.
From the sail of Peterson on the leadership right now.
Mr. Bang Bang France is coming.
And on the interview, by the way, Peterson looked so confident, so chill.
Bang Bang France climbed from 6th to 2nd.
That's because it's shifty. He's on the right shift. He's made a big gain. The main thing now is can he keep it? But when you look at the graphics
Peterson
of the boat sailing
speed.
around,
Slowly losing speed.
it's because he's sailing into the light wind. See on the mini-map, he's the white boat. He's in less wind now.
This is the chance for Bang Bang France.
And when he's on the light wind, he wants to go. He's going on to the middle with the tacking.
Oh, come on, New Zealand. Run.
It's really packed. Only Eddie having a bad race once again.
Poor old Eddie's still at home, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Actually, he's still at home. He's still at home.
That's what I mean. He's so far behind.
Yeah,
he's kind of at home.
The pack, the pack is really stacked.
Come on, Eddie.
Really,
we trust you.
Oh, you got a crash in the background there between 2 boats. So boat people there has got a penalty. When they were coming across on port tack, they're the giveaway boat. They tacked too late and just rode off 2 boats. Very expensive mistake in real life if you did that.
How much?
Yeah.
For example, in all these days, we will. I like to ask for money. So, for example, how much does a foil cost? One of the wings.
Just one of the wings?
Just one of the wings.
About $250,000.
Sorry, what?
$250,000.
My God.
For God's sake.
My God.
$250,000.
And that's
just
why
for the piece.
That's why we practice on these boats, because you crash these boats and it costs you nothing.
And let's see, for the first tacking, Peterson is way ahead.
He's in a different league, this kid, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you think we will meet Peterson? Do you
He's
think we'll meet in person?
being really consistent, but remember that if you don't have a good race 5, be careful.
For the news,
You really need the points.
for the people who just join us, the white bullet ahead is Peterson, who's winning the qualifier of today, followed by Bushify and Bang Bang France, who are fighting for the 2nd place.
He's sailing on top 5 right now, 450 meters away.
How many laps this race takes?
It's
Just
only,
one lap.
Only one
lap.
So we're going to the finish now, and you can see the boats have got good breeze. The first 3-4 boats have got the darker wind. They've got more wind. The boats behind are in less wind. So the chances of boats behind catching up, very slim. And right now, the leader boats, I don't think anything's going to change between the top 3.
for because of how the race is, right? It's hard to manage to do a comeback.
The best way to overtake is to have more wind, but if you can see on the wind everyone has the same breeze, then unfortunately not much is going to happen.
So we can see East Sailing Central is trying to jive on a more windy area, right?
Exactly. So there's a good race between Total Tools and East Sailing Central. And Total Tools jibes directly in front. So this is a classic defending move. Total Tools has jibed in front of East Sailing Central to give them bad wind, to give them disturbed air to slow them down. Clearly nervous that he's going to get
separating
past.
right now, trying to spread apart.
He's getting past,
and
maybe.
Mr. Peterson
so close.
The end
Peterson
alone.
Ends up first.
Once again.
The second and third, it's going to be really, really close. They are 10 meters away. Finally, it's gonna be for Bang Bang France, but it was 5 meters away, each one of them.
Just 5 meters away, followed by...
And that's a lot of points.
Oh, so come on, New Zealand. You can do better.
New Zealand choking right there. We have Peterzon once again up first, and if he has a consistent top 1, 2, he maybe makes the whole thing on the race 5.
And I mean, it's not a shame, but I think Eddie at home deserves a little bit of an applause. Because this guy will cross the line alone once again.
Here we have him.
Here we are, Mr. Eddie. Eddie, which went so far away from the other side of the world to his house in, I don't know, Birmingham. He's from the UK.
Yep.
Portsmouth.
Peterzon with the first once again, 23. We
are just joking,
BMG,
Eddie, for sure.
On the BMG, average 8 on 8.3, but Nathan, the important one you said it's the second one, right? The average BMG.
The second one, average VMG, and again, over a knot VMG faster, and top speed 45.1 knots, so must have had a really good gust of breeze on that last downwind. But we can see a favourite now, I think. I think we know who the favourite is going to the final race.
Yeah.
Here we have the
wild steering from Peterson, who takes the lead.
We see them rain. Peterzon on 72
points.
There is only one race left. The one with the more points. Martini.
Let's see. How many points? It's in the fifth race. How many points do you earn if you won? 50, right?
I think it was 50.
It would be 40 points.
It's 40 points.
So
32, 40, yep.
8 times 5.
8 times 5.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But the thing is that the competition is still on.
So Peterzon...
Between Peterzon and East Sailing Central.
But East Sailing needs Peterzon to be too ahead.
Yeah, he's not so far away from East Sailing Central.
Peterzon needs to have another consistent one and go surpass East Sailing Central, be better than him once again.
Yeah, because in the next race, we will meet the winner who will come to Barcelona.
Yep.
The next 28th of October.
And we are gonna start really, really soon with the last race.
Because they are steering, mixing the sea, a little bit of salt, a little bit of blue, a little bit of water. We've got a nice Barcelona sea ready for the fifth race.
That's the moment, Nathan.
Nathan, you said in that race that crashing a ship is really expensive and you need a simulation. Tell us, did you ever crash an AC something? An AC
something.
Did you ever crash a ship, Nathan?
Not in this campaign for Team New Zealand, but in other campaigns, yes.
Yes.
I've had some crashes where the bow of my boat's been completely chopped off and started sinking. I've had capsizes and... You know, one of our jobs as a sailor...
Was everyone okay?
Everyone's been okay most of the time.
Most of the time, okay.
But that's one of our jobs.
To wreck ships.
Well, we've got to test the equipment and make sure it's up to the task.
Take it to the limit, right?
So we drive the boats and we take it to the limit, and often we come in and say, sorry, we broke X, Y, and Z. And then we have a shore team who fix the boat overnight.
Talking to the boss.
And
boss, we broke foil. Just a little bit of a foil, but just a little bit. We scratched it a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, we were testing.
And you come back tomorrow and hope the boat is okay.
So that's it. And here in the AC Sailing game, there is no cost, right? So if you destroy something...
Do you got a race for us or not?
It's kind of fine. So I think that on 3 seconds,
we're gone.
More or less, we are going to the last race, the race 5. So here we are, Martini with a clear sky once again in Barcelona for this next and last race from the day 1
As you can
of
see,
the AC Series.
Look at the Mare Magnum.
The Mare Magnum, el Puerto de Barcelona.
El Puerto de Barcelona, el moll de la fusta.
The pre-start, it's gonna be...
So this is more of a typical Barcelona summer day, sunny winds and 15 knots of breeze.
And 72 degrees Celsius.
Pretty close to it. It's definitely hot when we're out sailing.
120% of humidity.
And you have an ice vest on while you're sailing.
Yes, we do.
Yep. So this one will be 2 laps and it's a 1,200 meter leg length. So it's a medium length course, 2 laps. It's probably about as good as it could get for a final race.
And the fight between Mr. Peterzon and E-Sailing Central will be decided at the end of the race 5.
Yeah, right now the ice should be on maybe Peterzon, E-Sailing Central, the contenders. Maybe a good really race from Bang Bang, and maybe choking E-Sailing Center, failing.
Maybe
Peterzon with a penalty or something. How is the race, Nathan, in terms of laps and the distance?
So yeah, two laps in this one and 1.2 kilometers in length. So medium length course, very shifty winds. You can see the graphic on the right. Look at the wind just swirling as it comes down. It's left shifted at the top. It's right shifted in the middle. There's more breeze coming down the course. So when these plays start, we're going to have...
We expect more turns, right?
I think there's going to be more tacking and jibing on the shifts in this race and more of a strategic kind of race.
Kind of ship slalom.
How the wind is how you tack as well sometimes, right? Or how you do it.
Yeah, and sometimes sailing, there's a bit of luck. You'll be sailing in one piece of breeze and the next minute it just changes on you and you've got to deal with the cards that get dealt your way.
Yeah, we can see on the map.
About 30 seconds to go.
So you can see all the boats charging out to the right. They're going to go over to the right-hand side of the graphic.
Keep an eye.
They're going to tack around. And
keep an eye on Mr. Eddie.
And keep an eye out for these penalties, those red exclamation marks. They're like when
20 seconds,
someone gets at a lightning bolt and shoots you in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
That's what the penalty effectively is.
As we said in the rehearsal, you need to implement the blue shell and the red shell because we need action. Because in 10 seconds, the qualifier will be
It's going to be starting the last race
in 4, 3, 2, 1.
And
fifth race.
Oh my God! There is one bushy. What is this? The ghost boat.
Penalties for everyone.
Oh my God!
Do you want a penalty?
Forever. Yeah, I want a penalty as well. Peterzon starts with a sixth place. It's bad for him, but he's sailing. Nathan, it's going up on the second. That's good for him.
That is very good.
Everything counts.
And I noticed that Peterzon tacked out very quickly with that penalty because the wind has shifted left. You can see the white and yellow boats were the first 2 boats to tack out on the mini-map. This race is very even. Any one of about 4 boats is in front here. You look at the leaderboard. From first all the way down to 7th is only 30 meters.
Look at the mini-map. We've got a charge of ships towards the top line.
And we have a right shift coming. So you see the yellow boats tacked onto the right-hand shift and more breeze on the right.
That's going to get messy.
I like where Peterson's going here. He's going to go all the way to the boundary, tack over into this gust. There they go, tacking now. And he's got control of this race. Look how soft it is at the top of the course. Very light winds coming down.
But look at Bang Bang France. He's already there.
He's already there, but the thing is that Peterzon and E-Sailing, they are doing it so good as well. So
but they can screw it up.
Yeah. Actually, Bang Bang depends on them screwing up. Bang Bang needs them to not
This is quite
have
interesting
more
race.
points.
Nice conditions, a nice fight.
Yeah, it's
blazing fast.
I think it's the one that are more stacked. Maybe the third one as well, but
I find the most interesting race right now.
Yeah, it's the most interesting because they are so packed, each one of them.
If Peterson can lay this mark and take the left turn, this is going to be a big gain for him. So he is around. So that is very strong for him taking out this series.
You mean Peterzon?
First stack.
Peterson straight around the mark in first position there. E-Sailing Central in second. Everyone's turning left at the top mark because there's more breeze on the left-hand side.
Yeah, and it's leg 2 of 4. So do you think that Peterzon can make it through everything, to the 2 laps?
Well,
with this
beware of the collision.
The tactics between them right now would be all that Peterson needs to do is stay between E-Sailing Central
for the win, right?
For the win
To
at the
break it.
finishing line, so that you're just covering your competition now. You're not racing the whole fleet. You're racing just one boat. You're just racing them to stay in charge. And you can see the angle difference coming down. He jibed in a very good
There's a
position with the
no-win area at the middle of the track.
That's like a banana skin. No wind areas.
Banana skin.
You go on a banana skin, you do the spin around. You go through the light wind, you go very slow.
So you actually can lose flight time, right?
You could go so slow that you could come off the foil.
Oh my god.
That was happening all the time in the simulation.
In this situation, what can do E-Ceiling Central, Nathan? Because he's on the back second.
What
Peterson
could you
is on
do?
front.
What could you do?
What's the counterplay?
They're hearing you.
So you got to keep it close. Keep it very close. Keep the pressure on and look up the course for the next bit of dark wind coming down. Try and line yourself up better to get that. Probably the best thing to do would be to take the opposite bottom gate here at the moment. So if Peterson takes the right mark, take the left mark, get what we call in sailing leverage, get to the other side of the course and hope that you get a shift that's better than what they got.
Okay.
Better be alone.
But Peterson, the thing is that he need if he's around E-Sailing, he should make it because of the points. So if he's consistent right now, Nathan, he should make it.
Exactly. So
Peterson is about 2 legs to come to Barcelona. Do you know
It's really, really
2 legs.
soon. Legs.
He can come to Barcelona.
Yeah, half a lap, right?
Have a lap.
Half a lap.
Just one lap. Going up, going down, and straight to the airport.
But it's 30 meters. The thing is that E-Sailing needs Peterson to be third, I think.
Don't get nervous.
I think so.
Don't screw it up.
Oh my god. But
this is critical.
Nathan, it's really hard to screw it up when you are first, right? And it's
in
on this
reality,
situation.
Yeah, but it's been done before by many a sailor. You're winning, you think you're in control, and the next minute something changes. And you can see here there's been a left-hand shift with more breeze coming down. But if you're correct and he needs a boat between him to make the win, he needs his friends to come into the race. So if Sailing Central can take the lead, then it gets tactical. You try to take the other boat out. You try to give him a penalty. You try to slow him down, slow the race up so that people can catch you up and you get in between. This is the tactics that will get played out here. Peterson on start attack.
Beware of
Oh,
that.
that's a very late. And here we go. Someone's going to get a penalty to that one for sure. That was a very, very close incident.
Penalize him. Give him a penalty.
They were really close to each other. I think that he was doing what you said, right?
Green flag, yeah. They are now trying...
That was risky, right?
E-Sailing Central is now trying to slow Peterson down to get the rest of the fleet to catch
But I
up.
think that Peterson knows that if he managed to just be close to E-Sailing, even if he doesn't win the first, he's going to make it. So he doesn't need to do anything really risky.
He just needs to stay in second.
Yeah, stay in second and that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe E-Sailing needs to risk a bit more, but I think it's hard. It's 200 meters for Ruiz, the third one, and Bang Bang France as well, 250. Let's see how it ends up, but we might have a winner right there. If everything goes in the normal way. E-Sailing keeps the leader, Martini.
Peterson, 50
That's going to be
behind.
The last leg. What do you think, Nathan? He's going to make it?
Quite far away.
Peterson.
And gets a penalty.
Oh, and Bang Bang gets a penalty.
Yes.
What happened there?
I think
attacking.
That was the two boats having a big incident at the top mark, the red and blue boats on the mini-map. But
look at how Bang Bang France is slowing down.
Running out of options here. He's got to slow down and try and sail Peterson back to the fleet. It happens a lot in sailing, but I imagine it's harder in the game than it is in real life to really try and slow another boat down.
Tell us, how would you do it? Because he's like
He's trying, but
he's trying to distract or to intercept the curse.
He's trying, but he cannot.
He cannot.
Peterson's going for a boundary
and now
jive.
He's just decided to go for the win. He's completely gone. So he's going to probably win the race, E-Sailing Central, and he's decided that it's not worth the risk. Happy to come second in this one and maybe have another go next week.
Let's see. I think that's going to be the end. E-Sailing is going to make the first. Peterson is going to be second. But if I'm not wrong on my maths, I think that we do have a winner.
Mr. E-Sailing Central.
That's going to be the end of the race. E-Sailing Central ending up first, Peterson second, followed by Rouge, Bang Bang, both people, Carlos, and Bushify that had a bad race for Eddie at home. that had bad races in general and Total Tools that I think that he's tilted from the other races. I think he's tilted for real.
I think
he's not even trying anymore.
But he
really
needs
tilted.
to try again.
Yeah, it's gonna be more chances. He has more chances, that's for sure. But I think that we do have a winner for this one. Maybe I'm mistaken. But let's see what happens. There only 3 guys left to end the race. Eddie's gonna be the one doing it now. Bushify on 100 meters and Total Tools as well.
It's getting to an end.
And here ends the race 5 from the first week
Everyone
on the AC series.
is at home.
Let's see in a minute the points, Nathan. We do have the statistics here of the race 5.
Actually, quite a slow race, right, Nathan?
Well, yeah, it was a long race, that's for sure. 2 laps of a very long course, but that's always good in a final. The longer the race is, the more chance the best person's going to win.
Sure. Thing is that trying to see the numbers because both people sailed for 1,000 more meters than the
Let's
others.
see. That's the race 5.
Didn't win.
And I think that we do have a winner, and it's gonna be Peterzon with
Mr.
107. We have
Peterzon.
a winner coming to Barcelona.
When, Skyn?
When? 28th
28th
of September, if I'm not mistaken.
September live.
We are gonna talk with Peterzon, I think, really, really soon. E-sailing was so close. New Zealand was so close to get here. It was 6 points away.
Better next time.
6 points away.
Better luck
Really,
next
really
time.
good player as well. Bang, bang. He had a rough day, right? Like the first races were a bit clunky.
But he can try again.
He can try again,
He
that's
can
for sure.
try again, and he probably would.
And I think that we do have the winner.
Do we have the winner?
We
Ready.
do have the winner.
Mr. Peterzon.
Peterzon.
How are you? Are you ready? Can you hear us?
I think that we are gonna have it in really, really soon, in 10, 20 maybe seconds.
I'm quite nervous. Because he's a winner.
He's the winner.
He's a winner.
We have
of
him right now.
today. Congratulations, dude.
my boy, coming to Barcelona.
You are coming.
I will. Yeah, I will.
Oh my God,
Get my passport ready.
you look so confident, man. Even on the second race or third that we talked with you, you were so confident with your practice, and you got this.
Yeah.
How was it, the races?
The races was like they were very intense, but I knew I had to win like the last race or be around E-sailing Central in order to. But I mean, for the past 215 hours, I have been training with him, playing with them to get more points, to get on the top of the leaderboard. So I know their play style, and they did really good.
Good strategy.
So, yeah,
Nathan, do you have something to tell him about his steering, his abilities?
I was very impressed with your racing, and the race that impressed me the most was race 4. You were the only one who adapted to the race. You had a 70-minute start at the gun.
That was a lucky race.
Yeah, how did you manage to do that? Because I'd love to learn how to do that on the water.
I mean, I saw the people was like 100 meters behind the race start, so I was kind of like, it was a race and win, and I had to just hold them, like, I don't know. I
gotta say something, Sky. Do you see him? He's getting sweaty or emotional?
I cried a little bit.
Nice. Let's give you an applause, my friend, because you are coming to beat everyone.
Let's see. You're gonna you get the first. You're gonna be coming to Barcelona, and there's gonna be more weeks. So you're gonna have like huge rivals. But your gameplay was so clean today, man.
Just 19 years old.
19 years old.
Yeah.
But
I was sailing in Ilka, so I know match racing a bit.
Oh my God.
Which is your favorite team at the Real America's Cup, at the Real Life America's Cup?
I mean, right now, maybe Luna Rosa Prada Pirelli.
La Luna Rosa.
La Luna Rosa.
La Luna Rosa.
Couldn't you tell? His boat's fully branded Luna Rosa.
Yeah.
from day one. From day one.
And why from day one? Do you really like the team?
yeah, I like the team. I like the boat design. It's one of the best. You should check out eSailing Central's video about all the skins. They're really good.
Quite
competitors.
interesting.
Yeah.
We'll check it
Yeah,
out.
it's good.
And
But you will see them in person.
I will.
You can
yeah.
touch it.
oh my god, it's gonna
At
be-
least not quite touch it with your hands, but at least you will be near it. At least you will be in Barcelona.
Yeah, and I have to. Yeah.
it's gonna be a huge experience. I really enjoy like your how do you say
Consistency.
your consistency, the way you
Yeah.
talk about your practice. I think that you really inspire me. No joke, like your practice
At
make.
the end, this is an e-sport.
Yeah, that's an esport, and your practice and the love that you make towards the game and the love you make towards the sailing, it's what makes the difference. And
Yeah.
even on the race too, like not now, you looked so confident about your practice and everything. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hopefully we see
friend.
each other in Barcelona. So that's
And-
it. Congratulations.
And the other ones,
Really
you can
good.
still have a chance for fighting
Yeah.
for this e-series.
Yeah. You're gonna
Right.
still practicing.
No, you gotta
Peterzon?
keep,
Of course,
you
I'm
gotta
Like the
keep
whole,
practice.
like each day, you're gonna no vacations.
No
Yeah,
vacation.
you're
No,
gonna
no
see me on the
summer.
leaderboard. You're gonna see me on the leaderboards.
Rank 1 each week, all the time. Oh my god.
Not the second week because I had work, but
Okay.
so.
Really happy that you won, and really congratulations. Do you want to say something, Nathan?
You want to say something?
No, well done, and yeah, keep up the training. Clearly, the training's paying off, and it's like that in all sports. The more effort you put in, the more confident you become.
Yeah.
So make sure you show up here in Barcelona prepared and ready to go.
Thank you.
Yep. So it was a pleasure to having you there. See you in Barcelona.
See ya.
Peter. And congratulations once again.
Thank you.
And congratulations to all the other qualifieds,
Yeah, I'm confident. Yeah.
all the other players.
Yep. That they have more chances to
It's been quite fun
make
today.
it. I don't know. I'm a bit emotional as well. Like Peterzon with his
He's a
mindset.
fighter. He's a fighter.
Yeah, he's a fighter. He looked so confident, and in competition, confidence, it's huge.
We're creating characters from a new narration, from a new story of this year 2024 e-series. So, what are we going to do today? What are we going to do for ending?
New Zealand. I wanted to talk about predictions.
Shut up.
Martini.
I don't want to talk about
Once again, New Zealand.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, I'm just so distracted that I don't even saw that there was an Hungarian player because I was so nervous. But this guy surprised us, and I got hungry in my heart.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meet him in Barcelona, as well as some of you guys that gonna sail on the next weeks. Remember that it's gonna be each week a challenge. Nathan, thank you for being here.
And
it's a
thank
pleasure
you to
always.
our viewers.
And I wanted to thank you as well, Martini, my partner in crime.
Partner in crime. Thank you to you, Sky.
Obviously, to all the viewers, to all the sponsors that make it possible, to all the chat that has been with us on the whole stream. And see you next week. It's gonna be really hyped. And that was the first episode of this long journey.
Let's set sail,
See you next.
everyone. See ya.
Bye bye.